Have you ever heard of that term that become your twin flame and then you can be with your twin flame? And most people are like, I don't want to be like my twin flame because I don't even like my twin flame, right? If that's you, let me know in the comments below. But stay tuned for this video because I'm going to break that down for you and help you understand why you want to become your twin flame. So today I'm also going to share with you 4 ways to help you really connect to the idea of becoming the person you want to be with. And to become the person you want to be with really requires some intentional effort. It takes commitment, it takes personal growth. A lot of people don't want to do that and think of your twin flame as the mirror of yourself, and they reflect everything about you that you don't like, and also the things you don't like about them exist somewhere in you. So it's really taking a look at that mirror and determining what it is you don't like about them that exists somewhere within you. But that said, when it comes to a relationship or being with anyone, you really need to also determine and really get clear on what you want in that person and what you want in the relationship and how it's going to unfold for you. Because if you are going into something with someone and they don't possess all of the traits that will make you feel fulfilled, then they're not going to pull out the best version of you. They're going to keep digging into you and keep putting you through cycles of clearing karma and crap so that you can wake up to becoming more of a higher version of yourself. In case you're new here, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I'm a transformational coach, a quantum healer, and I help twin flames and other people around the world that need to heal their emotions and learn to trust their path so they can step and live out their purpose. But most importantly, find the inner union so that that way the relationship you have with yourself will manifest into your reality. I post new videos every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when all my videos and content come live and you will get notified. And also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what type of videos you would like for me to make. So the first way that you can really start moving towards becoming your twin flames so that you can basically become the one that you want to be with is to know what you don't want in a relationship. So this is going to be really important for you to take some self-reflection time to sit down and really tune into your twin flame, the person you perceive to be your twin flame, or other past karmic relationships, and look at those ideas and determine what has happened in those relationships that have left you feeling unfulfilled and that you basically learned something from the experience, and maybe even look at that and ask yourself some self-reflection questions like, what did I learn from each of these experiences? And then out of that information, really look at the behavior patterns and the traits and the commonalities and the kind of common theme that is the underlying connection maybe in all your relationships. And then really that can go all the way back to your parents, because the relationship that your parents have and the relationships you had with them is really the mirroring effect of what you're experiencing now. So doing some really deep work and determining those childhood wounds is going to be super important for you to be able to rewrite those programs, those unconscious programs that are still running inside of you. So it's going to be super important to know how you would like to feel in a relationship. But before you can fully know how you feel in that relationship, it's going to be super important to revisit the past so you can know what you didn't want to feel. Because what you didn't want to feel is going to reveal to you more of what you truly want. And then in your scenario with this person and this potential twin flame, you need to really look at that and be like, is that trait, is that characteristic something that I want to be with or to invite into my life, and that is it fulfilling? And if it's not, then you need to find fulfillment inside that's going to help you learn to bring into your life more fulfillment in every area of your life, so that way you feel fulfilled, and then you're going to have more fulfilling relationships. And that's probably going to call for you learning also how to set some boundaries, really getting clear on what you want, which we'll talk about in a minute, but for you to maybe potentially overcome the wounds. And so that's where I would really highly recommend even some childhood wound healing. Even if you've done it, there's always that more deeper layers that kind of tends to surface. But I have my Ascension Academy, and in that I have a Reprogram Your Childhood Wounds online course. And so I'm going to leave a link above and below to my Ascension Academy, because that can really help you through my community, the courses, and then the live coaching that I show up and help people with. That can really help you kind of go into healing the past. And with that being said, what I would highly recommend you do when you sit down and kind of dump out all these thoughts, ideas that you don't like about these things, I would do it in a way that you kind of maybe give yourself an opportunity to feel the emotions, because a lot of times we run from those emotions, and to allow yourself to feel it in a way that it's heard inside. You're heard, you're validated, that inner child is heard. And it allows you to maybe give yourself a pity party. Allow yourself to write all this stuff out. Allow yourself to dump it. And the point of this being number one is because then you need to reset. You need to reset all the past, let everything go, and make a commitment today, so that you can commit today that going forward, you're not going to take those patterns with you. If that is you and you're ready to let them go, do these exercises, get plugged into my Ascension Academy. I'd love to see you there. And also then make sure to leave me a comment if you're experiencing this in the comments below. But basically, you need to give yourself a fresh start. So the second thing is you need to be crystal clear on who you want to be with. And in that, you need to look within all of those traits and determine if you carry those within you or you don't. And in that, then you need to also be looking at ideas of like things that you desire, both now in this present and also in long term or in the future. And you being able to kind of take an idea of yourself in this, and we'll talk about this kind of in the next one, but I'm going to bring it up here. It's going to be like you coming into a sense of becoming that person because you desire it. Because from the universe, if we become what we are, is what we put out. So Wayne Dyer always says that if it's an orange, you don't squeeze grapefruit juice out of it. You get orange juice. So if you know you want what you want, you have to be it before you can become it. And there's a huge difference in basically knowing, or I should say seeing something, because you can start to see these patterns. There's a big difference in seeing that and then knowing that, and then actually becoming that, and then being it inside to where you've actualized it, meaning you are what you want. And that is any kind of law of attraction program, that you are a vibration, and the signals you send out, you get back. So the problem is when you're not crystal clear on your want, you send mixed signals. And you're basically saying, well, I want this, but I'll settle for this. And now you will not get nothing more than you're willing to settle for. So you really have to have this clear vision of what you want. And then all your thoughts, feelings, and actions have to be in that future version of yourself. I've made a visualization video on this in my Ascension Academy. So make sure to get plugged into that, because there is a course and some information on how to do these things more specifically, as well as a visualization meditation that can help you basically go back into the past, see what it is you don't like, go into the future, see what it is you like, and then we merge the two of those and we bring your future self into the now, and it allows you to fully embody that vision that you have for yourself of yourself, but then also it's going to mirror like with who you want to attract. I'm going to provide for you some reflection questions here that you can put in your journal and really reflect on, that can help you get an idea of who it is you want to attract. So the first thing to ask yourself is, what are my core values and beliefs? But more importantly, then add into that, how do I want them to align with my partner's values and beliefs? What qualities and characteristics do I admire in other people? What is it that's attractive to me? And how can those translate into qualities that I want to have in my partner? And one more step is, do I have them in myself? What are my non-negotiables? And when it comes to a relationship, what are the qualities and the behaviors that are deal breakers for me? How do I envision my ideal future partner? And what qualities would be essential for that vision to become a reality. So if you keep chasing your twin flame, you're basically running away from who you are and you're settling for less. So I'm going to put a video link above and below so that you can determine why your twin flame keeps coming back, and that will help you do some inner work so that you find your inner balance. So the third thing that's going to be super important is to know who your highest reflection is. Like, who is that future version of you? And that's going to take a lot of time to really get to know you. That's going to be you feeling into your feelings, into your emotions. It's going to be adopting a growth mindset so that you can basically take your unconscious programs and clear them out, and then also create new programs and actions and thoughts and feelings that are of the future self. But not only that, though, this is key here. You want to listen to this. Those new patterns and programs have to become now your unconscious program for this to work. And so that's one of the things I'm really teaching over in my Ascension Academy. So make sure to check out that information. But reflecting on your actions and your behaviors on a regular basis, doing some journaling, and making sure that you're creating new habits that you are implementing in your daily life that reflect the highest version of you. But of course, as I mentioned, you've got to know what that version looks like. And to get to know the future self, you need to kind of look into maybe some role models, people that inspire you, some mentors, get a coach, learn to embody those traits. Sometimes we get stuck in ourselves, and that holds us back into we can only see what we can see that we're comfortable with. And we need that person to help stretch us. So make sure to check out also my information in the links above and below, because I do offer one-on-one sessions that I assist clients with that, and that might be something you're interested in. You can also join groups and communities that share similar interests and values and things that's going to help you explore new options and new possibilities. But make sure you do it with the idea in mind that that's going to represent your future self. And so you got to be open with that, because you may not like everything, or something you didn't like in the past. If you're still stuck on I don't like that, or I don't know if I like that, you need to be showing up and taking action. And then we'll talk about that's the next one. You need to be doing that, because that's the only way you're going to get to know who that version of you is and putting it into motion. So you might want to ask yourself some of these self-reflection questions. What were some of my biggest accomplishments and some of the challenges that I've faced from my past? And have my thoughts and behaviors aligned with the person that I want to be right now? The person I think I want to be right now? Do my current thoughts and behaviors align with that person now? And if not, what do I need to do to get my thoughts, feelings, actions, and emotions moving in the direction of the person that I see myself being? And who are the people in my life that are actually uplifting me, and how can I spend more time with them? Am I spending too much time with people that bring me down? Am I staying too focused on a person, a twin flame, a specific person that is pulling me out of alignment with myself? So if you've not got plugged into my self-love makeover, make sure to check that out in the link above and below, because I have a video series about you learning to get to know yourself and about you being able to truly come into the embodiment of practicing self-love. So the fourth thing is in this, you have to now not just put out there what you want, which comes from your vibration, sending out the signal of who you are. You also have to do some inspired action. And a piece of that is even having an expectation that you can create what that is in your life, or that you can have that in your life. And if all you're focusing on is the separation and a person that you can't have, and you're not saying, I'm going to remove myself from this space or this person, but I know that I can create this type of relationship, or I want to be with this type of person. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, you're now focusing on what you have. And that's how you're going to attract it to you. And that then you got to trust the process, that the person that is to be for the outcome, because you do have a higher plan. You do have a soul contract with your person. And so let go and surrender to, trusting that that person exists, and you show up being you. And in that inspired action, it's really about taking action in the moment that makes you feel the way you feel, and that of that future version, or that makes you feel good or makes you feel happy, and that you literally just showing up without planning everything, that you fully are embodying these actions that I'm talking about. So it's sort of like doing embodiment actions, because these new inspired actions are all of the new behaviors and thoughts and going to implement the foundation to rebuild these new traits. So you might want to reflect on the idea of what steps do you need to take that will help you achieve being this person yourself that you want. And knowing that if you take the focus off that person you don't have yet and you become that person, and what steps can I do to become that person, then basically that's going to move you towards having what it is you actually want. The other thing you can really look at in this is, have I shown up in the past for myself? And now in this future version, you have an opportunity on this clean slate to show up for yourself now, supporting the person and believing in yourself that you can become that. And another video series that I have that is so good is the Fresh Start series. So I'm going to put a link above and below for the Fresh Start playlist that I have, because that's going to give you like so many tools, tips, and techniques. It's going to give you the resources you need to give yourself this ground zero and to literally have the open door to become someone new. So if you enjoyed this video and you'd like more videos like this, make sure to comment below, and also do not forget to give it a thumbs up. That really does help support my channel. And make sure to hit that notification bell and to subscribe so that you know when all my videos and content come live. And if you'd like to get more daily information on how to show up being your best self, make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook at Twin Flame Expert, because I post new videos and content there on a regular basis. And if you want to learn more about me, my programs, and how you can work with me, make sure to check out my website at twinflameexpert.com. And I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.